Welcome to the Flora podcast, a place where we help you create a life you're excited about. Welcome back to the podcast. Today, we are going to talk about why you need something after you've just decluttered it. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm Flora Sage, minimalism mentor, simplification coach, and 7-time author. For over 25 years, I've been helping women like you align into a life that you are wildly obsessed with by helping you clear the 9 types of clutter keeping you from a life that you love. What are those 9 types of clutter? They are mental, spiritual, emotional, digital, financial, daily, body, process, and environmental clutter. My YouTube page is where I share my environmental decluttering tips, and here on the podcast, I share with you how to declutter everything else. Please subscribe or follow to this feed so you get notified every single time an episode is released. And as I just mentioned, today we're going to talk about why you need something after you declutter it. Now, yes, this is an environmental decluttering tip, which I usually just share on my YouTube channel. But this has come up so much over the last several weeks because we've been talking about the clutter that gets in our way the most. And a lot of you have expressed physical clutter as well as the mental clutter that comes with decluttering and getting rid of your stuff. And the one thing that I've heard over and over again is, Flora, I'm afraid I'm going to get rid of something because when I've gotten rid of stuff in the past, I've needed it shortly after. And so I'm going to tell you why this happens. It's a really interesting psychological trick that our mind likes to play on us. So here's what's happening. Let's just say that you have a closet packed full of stuff and you haven't seen it in like 5 years. So you're like, all right, I'm going to finally tackle this closet. This is something we actually talk about in the 365 Days of Decluttering program. We call this Monica's Closet. If you've watched the show Friends from the 90s, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Monica is one of the characters. She's very OCD, very clean, neat, tidy, all the things. But she has a closet, and that closet is jammed full of stuff. Like clutter, you name it, it's all the things. And so this is your Monica's closet. So let's just say that you haven't been in your closet for 5 years and you're like, all right, finally I'm going to tackle this. Let's do this. So you plan a day, you pull everything out of that closet, you go through all the boxes and you're like, oh my God, like I used to use this all the time. I miss it. Wow, but I haven't used it in 5 years, so I'm going to get rid of it. And you do this literally with all the stuff that you have. You're like, okay, yeah, I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need that. All of a sudden, a couple weeks later, you're like, dang it, I need this one particular thing, but you got rid of it. The reason why this happens is because your brain goes, oh my God, I loved this thing. I miss it. I haven't used this in forever, but because I haven't used it in forever, I'm going to get rid of it. So your logical mind is like, I'm going to get rid of this because I haven't used it. But that other part of your brain is like, oh, let me find a way to use this because I like it so much, or I liked it so much in the past. So then you seek out a way to use that particular thing. And then all of a sudden, now you have this thing that you need to use for, but now you don't have that thing. You know what I mean? If you have that fear, what I would recommend is open the box, the closet, the room, whatever it is that you haven't looked at in years, and just peruse everything. Just go through everything without the intention of getting rid of anything. Just go in out of curiosity and say, okay, I haven't been in this closet for 5 years. I'm just going to dig. I'm going to pull everything out. I'm going to look at everything to remind myself what I have and then put everything back. Now, some of you might think this is a time waster, but doing this gives you so much more confidence the next time you go into that closet with the intention of decluttering. Now, I would recommend doing this a month apart. So pulling out everything, digging in the boxes, the bags, all the things. Look at and refresh your memory, refresh your mind, look at all of it. Once you're finished with that, then Set a date on your calendar for 1 month out. And during that next month, you may find that you're going to pull things out of there. You're going to go back in there and use some of the things that were in the bag, the box, the storage place, the closet, under the bed, wherever it is that you've pulled everything out and explored, looked at, and put everything back. In 1 month's time, you will remember and see and kind of ruminate on the things that you have and kind of come to terms with, yes, I'm ready to get rid of this, or no, I'm not ready to get rid of that. Now, this is the really cool thing that happens. When you go to that space with the intention of decluttering, now you know what's in there. Now you have a month of a gap between when you saw the things versus when you're decluttering. So this hesitation of, what if I need it? What if I'm going to use it? What if I get rid of it and then I need it? This is going to help kind of buffer that hesitation and buffer that not knowing, so that when you go into declutter, now you can make your decisions from a more clear space and a more confident space. So if you have been hesitant in decluttering your physical stuff because you might need it someday, try this out, and I can guarantee you, I will stand on this guarantee, I can guarantee you that this is going to help you get into that mindset of being willing and able to declutter with more efficiency and with a lot more ease. Because again, everything is useful. Everything is useful. But if you're not using it, it's useless in your space. It's just taking up space. And so why not donate it so somebody else can find a use for it? Another fabulous way to declutter more efficiently is to declutter with people that are also decluttering. So I want to formally invite you to our next virtual decluttering day, which is April 20th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Arizona time. Now, Arizona, little fun fact, Arizona does not do daylight savings time. So right now we are Pacific time. During the winter, we are Mountain time. So Saturday, April 20th, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We've got 5 full hours on Zoom together, and we're decluttering. You do not have to put your camera on, but many people do, and many people show me the areas that they're decluttering if they feel stuck, and they ask for coaching and they ask for guidance. And this is one of the cool things about this live event is I can give you real-time coaching, tips, tricks, advice on your specific area that you are actively decluttering. This is such a fun event. It's 5 full hours. Come whenever you want. Stay as long as you want. This is one of my most favorite events that I do with my decluttering tribes. If you're interested, click the link in the show notes. Check it out. Register. It's 5 full hours. I'm so freaking excited about it. Let's continue this conversation and support each other in building lives you are not only obsessed with, but are genuinely filled with so much joy and fulfillment and a lot less stuff. If you're listening to this on YouTube, I invite you to share your experiences with not wanting to declutter things because you're afraid you might need them someday in the comments below. If you're listening to this on any podcast streaming service, email me, flora@florasage.com, to share your comments. And yes, I do read every single comment. If you found today's episode helpful, please subscribe, share with friends, and please leave a review. Your support helps this podcast reach more people looking to declutter their lives and align into a life they are wildly obsessed with. I hope this serves you today. And remember, all it takes is a clear vision of what you want and the willingness to take a 1-degree shift, one tiny little shift in that direction daily to align into a life that you love. I'll see you in the next episode. Mwah! All links mentioned are in today's show notes.